My child, I can't wait for tomorrow. We need to talk, and it has to be now. For tomorrow, everything will be changed, and you will realize you lost the chance to prepare. My child, I am your Father in heaven, and I always warn you in advance of upcoming changes. But this time, I am not here to warn you, only to teach you what should be your first step tomorrow. When you wake, when you open your eyes, do not reach for comfort or habit. Do not seek the familiar warmth of the ordinary. Instead, reach for me, for I am the light that precedes every dawn, the voice that whispers when the winds howl, the presence that anchors your soul when all else trembles. Let your first breath be a prayer, your first thought a recognition that you are not alone, that every heartbeat is a gift and every second a choice. My child, do not stumble through the hours blindly. Awaken with purpose and let the fire of understanding ignite within you. Tomorrow, the world will shift under the weight of what you have ignored. And yet, I am not here to terrify you, but to empower you. There is a strength within you, untested and quiet, waiting to rise. When you rise, remember that the path will not be easy. There will be noise, confusion, and the relentless pull of doubt. These are the tempests of life, and they are not enemies, but teachers. Let each moment of resistance teach you courage. Let each shadow reveal the brilliance of your own light. Do not be afraid to see the truth, even if it burns. My child, clarity comes not in comfort, but in confrontation. You will be asked to lay aside illusions, to shed the comfort of what you think you know, and to step into the rawness of reality. Do not shrink from this. The awakening begins with the willingness to see without shielding, to hear without judgment, and to move without hesitation. Your first step must be bold, intentional, and deliberate. Stand and know that you are held. There is a sacred rhythm to every day, and tomorrow it will call to you louder than ever. Begin by recognizing the small miracles that go unnoticed, the breath that fills your lungs, the pulse of life that carries your being, the whisper of wind across your skin. These are not trivial. They are the foundation of eternity, the proof that I am near, that I am watching, that I am speaking even when your ears hear only silence. Acknowledge them, and you acknowledge me. Then listen. Listen deeply beyond the noise of the world, beyond the chatter of doubt, beyond the rush of fear. I speak in the stillness. I speak in the spaces between words. I speak in the stirring of your heart when you think no one is near. Tomorrow, your task is simple but profound, to quiet yourself enough to hear me. In this hearing, you will find guidance, not as commands, but as an unfolding, as a map drawn in light upon your soul that not delay. The time to wait is past. Hesitation is a luxury the awakened cannot afford. When you rise, rise fully, with your spirit alert and your heart open. Place your hand upon the pulse of creation and know that you are a part of it. Each thought, each decision, each act of courage or surrender ripples through eternity. The small choices of tomorrow will echo far beyond what you can imagine. Begin with intention, for intention is the seed of manifestation. And what you plant now will grow, whether in shadow or in light. Fear not the weight of what is coming. Many will stumble, many will question, many will falter. But you, my child, are called to witness and to act with clarity. The storms may rage around you, yet in your heart you can find unshakable calm. This calm is not weakness, nor is it passivity. It is a strength rooted in knowing that nothing exists outside my gaze and nothing can touch the soul that trusts in me. Hold fast to this truth and let it guide your steps. Tomorrow, the first step is not movement outward, but inward. Delve into your own soul and examine it without fear or pretense. Ask yourself, what have I ignored? What have I denied? What have I allowed to wither? I'm not here to condemn, but to illuminate. Bring all that is hidden into the light of awareness and let it breathe. Let it transform. The world will demand much, but if your soul is awake, you will meet it not with desperation, but with discernment. Prepare your mind to see clearly, my child. The illusions that have long held you in shadow will rise to meet you. Some will appear sweet, familiar, comforting. Do not be deceived. Familiarity is not always truth. Ask always, 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 is this life or is this comfort? Choose life, even when it demands sacrifice. Choose awakening, even when it demands surrender. The first step tomorrow must be the courage to choose the reality I place before you over the illusions you cling to, and then act, not in haste, not in anger, not in fear, but with deliberate clarity. Each action you take tomorrow will set into motion currents you cannot yet see. Do not be paralyzed by the unknown. Embrace it, for it is the canvas upon which destiny is drawn. Begin with one act of courage, one expression of love, one acknowledgement of truth, and the rest will follow. Action born of purpose carries a weight that even the storms cannot undo. My child. Remember that every encounter you will have tomorrow is sacred. Each person you meet, each word spoken, each glance shared is an opportunity to reflect the light I have placed within you. Do not waste these moments. Let kindness, patience, and unwavering integrity guide your interactions. Let your presence be a reminder to others that they too are seen, they too are loved, they too have a place in the unfolding of eternity. And when darkness comes, and it will, remember that darkness is not the absence of light, but the invitation to seek it. Stand firm. Do not bend to despair. Do not allow the cacophony of fear to drown the still voice within. I am with you. My spirit surrounds you. My love sustains you. Even when the ground beneath you quakes, even when the winds howl with uncertainty, you are anchored in the eternal. Let this knowledge guide every step, every choice, every breath. Tomorrow, you will face tests of patience, moments that tempt you to retreat into the familiar, the safe, the comfortable. Resist. Your soul has been forged for this, honed for resilience, tempered for transformation. Trust in your own strength, for it is mine within you. Trust in the guidance I offer, for it is the map that leads to fulfillment, clarity, and purpose. Walk boldly into the day, carrying the torch of awareness and the shield of unwavering faith. Begin with gratitude, my child. Give thanks for the breath, for the light, for the unseen forces that guard and guide you. Gratitude is the key that opens every door, the lens that transforms challenge into opportunity, the balm that heals every wound. Let your first thought, your first word, your first action tomorrow be one of profound acknowledgement for the life you've been given and the purpose you are about to fulfill. And finally, love. Love without hesitation, without reservation, without condition. Let love be your compass, your strength, your anchor, your gift to the world. In the face of confusion, love. In the midst of chaos, love. When others falter or turn away, love still. For in love lies the power to transform, to heal, to awaken. Let your heart be open, my child, for through love all else finds its path. My child, listen carefully, for the truth I reveal is not bound by the hours you measure, nor by the days you count. Time is not as it seems. There is a rhythm to existence, a pulse that moves beneath the surface of all things, and it shifts as seasons change, as timelines twist, as destinies unfold. One day, everything may appear steady, familiar, and secure, and yet in the next, the ground beneath your feet may tremble. The sky above may alter its pattern, and the winds of change will sweep through all that you have known. Nothing is fixed, nothing is permanent, and all that you rely upon is in constant motion. Understand this, my child. The world and all within it is like the turning of the seasons. There are springs of renewal, when hope rises like the first shoots of green after a long winter. There are summers of abundance, when your labor bears fruit and your joy is radiant. There are autumns of letting go, when the leaves of certainty fall and the winds of truth strip away what no longer serves you. And there are winters deep and dark, when the earth sleeps, when the heart is tested, and when preparation is most necessary. Each season has its purpose, each change its meaning, and each moment carries within it the seed of transformation. Do not imagine that you can delay awareness, my child. For just as seasons come without question, so do the shifts in timelines. A day may appear ordinary, and yet in the span of a heartbeat, the axis of reality may turn, and all that you thought was fixed may be rearranged. The world does not wait for the unready, the hesitant, or the complacent. Those who fail to perceive the rhythm of the unseen currents will find themselves adrift when the tide rises. This is why preparation is sacred, why vigilance is necessary, and why mindfulness of your own spirit is not a choice, but a calling. Know that timelines, like rivers, are not always straight. Some flow gently, predictable and calm. Others twist, narrow, and branch into unknown territories. Some will converge, others will diverge. Your life moves along these rivers, carried by currents that are both visible and invisible. If you are awake, if you are prepared, you will navigate them with clarity and strength. If you are unaware, if you are asleep to the movement of the unseen, you will be tossed upon rapids you did not anticipate, struggling to regain the shore that once felt certain. Every change has a purpose. Every season carries a lesson. You cannot control the river, nor the wind, nor the turning of the skies. But you can prepare your spirit. You can fortify your mind. You can sharpen your heart so that in the hour when the familiar dissolves, these preparations will sustain you. They will give you vision where others see only confusion, strength where others find weakness, and peace where others are overwhelmed by fear. This is why I speak to you now, while the sun still rises in its predictable arc, while the leaves have not yet fallen, while the rivers are still calm. There will come a day, my child, when the familiar patterns will be broken. When you awaken, the air may feel different. When you open your eyes, the landscape of your life may appear altered. People you rely upon may be elsewhere. Opportunities you assumed would remain may vanish. Structures you have depended on may shift. The change will be absolute, sweeping, undeniable. But those who have listened, who have prepared, who have aligned their hearts with the eternal rhythm, will not falter. They will walk through the upheaval with eyes wide open, recognizing the lesson in every alteration, the gift in every loss, the direction in every disarray. Do not mistake this for fear, my child. It is not a warning meant to terrify, nor a prophecy meant to doom. It is knowledge meant to empower. The cycles of time, the seasons of life, the shifts in destiny, these are not enemies. They are guides, teachers, mirrors of your own soul. Every leaf that falls, every wind that changes direction, every moment that surprises you is a whisper. Prepare. Awaken. Observe. Act. Align yourself with the currents before the storm, and you will navigate them with grace. Resist the currents, ignore the whispers, and the storm will sweep you along, testing you, teaching you, reshaping you whether you wish it or not. See, my child, the timelines themselves are alive. They respond to intention, to awareness, to action.
Genesis
When you act
13.
from clarity,
And Abram
when you
went
move
up
with
out of
purpose,
Egypt,
the
he
currents
and his
bend to your
wife, and
direction,
all that he
opening
had,
paths that
and
would
Lot with
otherwise
him
remain
into
hidden.
the south.
When you act from
And
fear,
Abram was very rich
confusion,
in cattle,
or apathy,
in silver,
the
and in
currents
gold.
push you into
He
entanglement,
went on his journeys
into
from the
chaos,
south even to
into
Bethel,
delay.
unto the
This is why
place where
tomorrow
his
and the
tent had
days that
been at the
follow
beginning,
cannot begin as
between
ordinary
Bethel
days.
and Hai,
They must begin as
unto the
acts of
place of
awakening.
the
They
altar,
must begin
which
with
he had
recognition
made
that your
there
choices are
at the
not
first.
trivial,
And
that your
there
attention
Abram
is
called
sacred,
on the
that
name
your
of the Lord.
alignment with the
And
eternal
Lot
will determine
also,
how you
which
move
went with
through the current
Abram,
shifts.
had flocks
You will
and
notice, my
herds
child,
and tents.
that some days
And the
feel
land
heavy
was
than
not able
others.
to bear them,
Some moments
dust
are
of the
pregnant
earth.
with possibility,
And so
while
that
others are
if
thick
a
with
man
challenge.
can number the
These are the
in the
markers of the
length of
seasons
it,
of change.
and
They are
in
the
the breadth,
indicators that a shift is near, that a river is turning, that a cycle is completing. Do not ignore
A
them. Do
Bíblia
not
é a
dismiss them as
palavra de
coincidence
Deus,
or
a
happenstance.
palavra
Pay
que
attention to the
salva,
signs, for the
a
signs are the
palavra que
hands of time
liberta.
itself guiding you, warning you, instructing you. And yet, even in these markers, you must not become rigid. The currents are alive, and flexibility is as vital as strength. You cannot hold the river in your hand, nor command the wind to still. but you can move with awareness, adapting, learning, discerning. The prepared soul is not the rigid soul, but the responsive soul. The prepared heart does not clutch its certainty, but embraces the flow. The prepared mind does not fear change, but anticipates its lessons. Remember, my child, that every season brings both endings and beginnings. What you see fall away is not lost forever. It is transformed. What appears to vanish may return in a form beyond your imagination. What seems to be an end is often the threshold of a new possibility. This is the pattern of existence: death and birth, dusk and dawn, winter and spring. To resist, it is to resist life itself. To align with it is to discover your strength, your clarity, your purpose. When the winds shift tomorrow, do not panic. When the familiar dissolves, do not despair. When timelines converge or diverge, do not be lost. Instead, breathe deeply, open your heart, and move intentionally. Recognize that each moment of upheaval is also a moment of revelation. Recognize that every challenge carries within it the seed of transformation. Recognize that the currents of time do not act against you, but through you, for your awakening, for your understanding, for your alignment with the eternal. Do not wait for others to prepare. Do not rely on the habits of yesterday. Your readiness cannot depend on the unready. Align yourself now, my child, in thought, in spirit, in attention. Observe the cycles, mark the seasons, watch the timelines, and position your heart and mind so that when the shift comes, you do not stumble, you do not falter, you do not panic. You move with purpose. You act with clarity. You love with unwavering resolve. And know this, my child. Though the seasons change, though the timelines twist, though the world appears to reorder itself at every turn, there's a thread that runs through all of existence that cannot be broken. A truth that does not falter. A presence that does not abandon. That thread is me. That truth is me. That presence is me. Align yourself with this eternal anchor, and no storm, no upheaval, no shift can overwhelm you. When you wake tomorrow, begin by centering yourself in this truth. Observe the day, but do not be swallowed by its motions. Feel the currents of time, but do not be carried away by them. Recognize the lessons in each change, the gifts in each transformation, the opportunities in each ending. The prepared soul sees beyond the veil of ordinary experience and into the pattern of the unseen, perceiving the trajectory of what is to come and acting not in fear, but in alignment. Every timeline contains potential. Every season carries instruction. Every day holds the possibility of awakening. The unprepared soul may be swept along, powerless against circumstance. The prepared soul may ride the currents with mastery, transforming even challenge into opportunity, even loss into insight, even uncertainty into revelation. This is why you must prepare, my child. This is why you must awaken. This is why the first step tomorrow is not trivial, but foundational. The timelines of life are like vast rivers flowing through the expanse of existence. Some flow swiftly, some meander. Some split into countless tributaries. Some converge into torrents. Those who ignore the flow are carried haphazardly. Those who recognize the currents are guided, navigating each twist, each bend, each season with intention and wisdom. And the seasons themselves are sacred, teaching the rhythm of life. Birth and growth, flowering and abundance, harvest and release, decay and rest. Align with them, my child, and you will walk with the flow rather than against it. Do not be deceived into thinking that stability is the natural state. Stability is a moment within a greater movement, a pause in the eternal dance of creation. Change is the natural state, the divine pulse, the unfolding of eternity. To resist change is to resist life itself. To accept it, to align with it, to move intentionally within it is to step into the fullness of your purpose. Tomorrow and all the days that follow will demand this alignment. You must be aware, attentive, prepared. Each moment of distraction is a moment lost. Each hesitation is a delay in your awakening. Each failure to observe the cycles is a missed opportunity to act with clarity. But even if you stumble, even if you falter, even if you are carried unexpectedly by the currents, do not despair. Rise again, observe again, align again. The river continues, the seasons turn, the timelines shift, and there is always another moment, another choice, another chance to awaken.